Dela Wright, my MVVs, welcome. Yes, so Dela Wright, 48 hours of doom. Ebony Cries, red as Mo Palace elders and the Giesiago dynasty, okay, stands behind the great lion as he ordered her to exit palace in 48 hours. It is not a small thing that is going on in the palace. So you see this of Arende. Hey. If anybody had told us of Arende was going to be this hot, we would never have believed it. You see of Arende. If you see the number of people are working against of Arende and the number of people who are standing for of Arende, you know that God is faithful. God is faithful with the Giesiago. But at this point, a lot of people are wondering that they don't understand why the Giesiago is standing so firm right now. Because before now, the Giesiago that we used to know would have said, oh, I'm not doing again. The thing is too much. If there's any time the Giesiago is supposed to say, look, I'm not doing again. You people should give me my divorce and let me get out of here. It's now. But right now, the Giesiago is ready. She wants to be in her home and she wants her husband back. And so she is fighting, as in with everything. Our people say the goat that boasts of walking with the leopard does not live to tell the story. Yes, this is what pride does. Pride in dangerous alliance brings tragic consequences. This is exactly what Ebony is going through right now. You do remember last week, and the thing is that if you have not been following the story, you may not understand it, okay? You do remember last week when Adetutu came out and said she's not marrying again. That people who are encouraging her to go ahead and get married to the great lion are people who do not see the things that she is saying. Are people who do not really know Ebony, that there's nothing Ebony will not do in this world just to, stay in that position where she is, okay? And so if Ebony is going to be a part of that sharing formula that they are doing, that she is not going to marry. And she's not angry and it's okay, but she is ready to support the Giesiago as much as possible, to support the Giesiago with everything that is needed to make, if as a matter of fact, she says she wants to be in the history books as one person who stood by the Giesiago for the Giesiago to regain her position, because that position is not something that somebody gave to the Giesiago. It is something that the gods gave to the Giesiago, and nobody has the right to take that position away from her. And she, as a true-born daughter of Odua, Yoruba race, she wants to see that history come to play. Like she will stand by the Giesiago with everything, okay? That if they said she needs to enter the forest, she's ready to enter for the Giesiago. But not to combine entering the forest with the marriage to the great lion, that she is not ready. Not with Ebony being a part of that whole, formula. And then the great lion now said that they had a meeting. They said they had a meeting on Saturday. They said the meeting on Saturday was something else. Elders fought against elders. There was so many. I said, this is when you get to know that this is a territorial battle. It's not about the Giesiago. Neither it's about the throne. It's not about the Giesiago. People continue to make it look as if it's about the Giesiago. It's not about the Giesiago. It's about the throne. Yes. And unfortunately, the Giesiago just entered inside that heavy wahala. It's not about the Giesiago. It's not about what the Giesiago has done or what the Giesiago has not done, how good she is or how bad she is and all of that. The Giesiago has not done anything to these people, but they do know that with her, the great lion is going to succeed. The great lion will stay there for a very long time. With her, God is going to bless this man with longevity. He said it on Saturday by himself, that with the Giesiago, God is going to bless him with longevity so much. And that is what they are fighting against. Yes, they said he said it by himself on Saturday, last Saturday. And so now, when they had that meeting on Saturday, they prepared, they went to Adetutu's family and all of that. And the family told them one thing. Adetutu says she is not married and they cannot force Adetutu. Now, for those of us who are hearing about this girl, Dr. Daisy, thank you for that correction, my darling. Dr. Daisy and, Adetutu. A lot of us think there are some local girls. No, Adetutu is very, very educated. As a matter of fact, she is so pretty. Now, if you look at that picture, that image you're seeing there, that very image, that is Adetutu. She's so pretty, as in so milkish, like she is so sweet, okay? And she's very educated, very exposed, very smart, but they are all Ifa devotees, right? You know them. I don't know if you see a lot of them. Maybe in the Yoruba land, you get to see them a lot, but you know them. There are so many of them, beautiful, educated girls, as in professors and all of that. You find a lot of them in Brazil. You find them in Puerto Rico. You find them in Haiti and all of that. All of these Ifa devotees, these girls. And they can be so pretty. That is one thing about them. These girls can be so pretty and so brilliant, okay? And so that's the kind of person that Dr. Daisy is. Adetutu is. Now, Adetutu is saying that she is not married as long as Ebony is there. That Ebony, nobody can understand the heart of Ebony. That even the Great Lion doesn't know Ebony. That's what Adetutu is saying right now, that even the Great Lion himself doesn't even know Ebony. That Ebony will do anything and everything to ensure that she stays where she stays. And that is it. And she's not ready to go through that drama with Ebony being there. Now, they said on Saturday she said something that everybody was shocked about. They said on Saturday that she said to an elder that why is Ebony still in the palace? That have they not asked themselves why Ebony is still in that palace? With everything that she has done. With everything that she has done, why is she still in the palace? Why is it so difficult to uproot her and bring her out? That they should ask themselves one after the other. That even all the elders that were seated there and talking to her, they don't know her. That she is longer than you can think. Bigger than you can think. Rooted than you can think. And you see that thing, she will continue to fight. But the only person who can put her down, who can overthrow her, is the jewel. And that is why, she will never, ever, ever want the jewel in that place. And that is why she, Adetutu, is working with the jewel to ensure that the jewel comes in. If the jewel comes in, she's fine. Okay? Now, you remember that the Great Lion had made mention of the fact that should Adetutu still insists that she wasn't marrying because of Ebony. That on Monday, that between that time and Monday, they were going to decide on what would happen to Ebony. And so when Adetutu still said all of these things that she said on Saturday, the Great Lion said he was giving Ebony 48 hours. That is, for that 48 hours started counting today morning to exit palace. Now, here are the conditions. Now, you know that there was a time where they had this back and forth movement with whether to stay in the palace, not to stay in the palace, or to stay in the palace and not to stay in the palace. The Great Lion said yes, that she should exit to that house, you know, the very big duplex in that estate where the Great Lion gave, that Ebony will get all the royalties and everything that she's getting in the palace. Ebony will remain connected to him. Ebony will still be married to him. Ebony will be with him. Ebony will do this. Ebony will do that. The maidens will be there. Her servants will be there to serve her. Her bodyguards will be there. The luxury vehicles will be there. Even more will be there. All Ebony should go to the UK and stay in the UK and be comfortable there. But she needs to exit palace because of Arende must hold on Saturday. They say, come and see cry. Come and see cry. She cried and cried and cried. That if not for her baby that is still young, that she wouldn't have been in this world again. That she would have just left everything, let them take everything, and that this is not fair. That this is not fair. These are, you know, people who are working firmly against her because they do not want her to be in the palace. They are doing everything deliberately to put her out. They are doing everything deliberately to shame her. That everything she has done, she has admitted. That she admitted that she has wronged the Great Lion. She admitted that she is at fault. She admitted this, she admitted that. That she expected that the Great Lion will forgive and forget about everything and move on. That why is the Great Lion that the jewel is using Adetutu to throw her out, that this is all about the jewel, that the jewel and Adetutu, they sat down and they decided this. People say, how? How? The jewel never even knew that there would be any forest activity added to Farinde. Even the great lion himself did not know. Adetutu didn't know. So what has this got to do with the jewel? As in, elders were asking, why is she so bent on blaming the jewel for everything? I mean, the wahala in the palace is not a small something. Dela writes, I'm going to bring you more update. Do not forget that these are all alleged, rumoured, unverified information making the rounds on social media and should not be seen as fact.